Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Here Be Dragons. My name is Philip, and I'm your Dragon Master, and surrounding me are dragons. Roar hello, dragons.
Ah!
Rawr.
They did it. They did it. Forgive us our technical difficulties that delayed the start. It wasn't just us talking about Oculus games. And losing track of time. So yes, we got so much fun stuff going on tonight. In the sense that we have some dragons who are up to a lot of good. We've got a few things to take care of first. Before we get into that, though, I want to thank a couple of our new subs. I know we had another sub donated by ZM345, as well as a bunch of subs donated by an anonymous donor, which was super nice of them to do. We also had Kim's Craft renewed a sub. Thanks so much for subscribing to this channel, anyone who does. I guess I'll go ahead and mention, I don't know why I'm promoting this, because I kind of don't want to do it. If we reach 100 subscribers, we're making a TikTok dance. I suspect in part this was accepted as a challenge by some of the other players on this channel, knowing how little I want to do anything involving TikTok. So if you want to see a TikTok dance, subscribe more, I guess. I don't know. But also subscribe because we do fun stuff. And if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link that to your Twitch and you get a free sub for that. You have to renew it every month, all that stuff. If you got a free one and you haven't used it, use it on us. If you don't want to use it on us, use it on somewhere because you got it. So use it somewhere. Yeah. It's just like
we all should be taking as much money away from Amazon as humanly possible.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
It's the ethical thing to do.
Lord knows I give them enough. I
subscribe, comrades.
I think without trying, I think I spent $100 on Amazon today. Just of like, oh, I need that. Oh, I need that. 2 hours later, gotta order this thing as well. But enough about capitalism. Let's talk about capitalism in the form of this dragon game. Our intrepid...
Go on, take it away.
Let's stop talking about billionaires hoarding wealth and talk about how we need to hoard wealth.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
It's the only way you guys will get stronger. You've got to level up. Yes, our delightful dragons are in yet another interesting situation. Seeking refuge from their world, they have basically elected to sort of hide out in the Feywild. This has led them to get many entanglements, some troubling, like their sort of bargain with an archfey named Bill Bluster that requires them to kill his mother, a storm giant quintessence who lives in the elemental plane of air. Some of them less problematic, like their patron Archie, another archfey who has actually given them a little bit of magic in exchange for them helping him with stuff, which is actually what they're doing right now. Archie would like a gift for an old flame of his, who he kind of wants to maybe get things going with once again. This is not an entirely erroneous task for our party, because if our dragons can get him a good present and kind of get this good connection with this old archfey ex-flame of Archie's, man, I didn't even intend for that sentence to be incredible, but it was. Archfey ex-flame of Archie's. She may be able to introduce our dragons to one of her warlocks who could maybe plane shift them to the elemental plane of air so that they can accomplish this task for another archfey. Like I said, entanglements and complications. And upping the deal with that further, our dragons have decided to seek to accept an invitation to the Shadow World. They have crossed over into this kind of dark reflection of the Feywild, to the Shadowfell, where they have met some Shadowkai elves in service to the Umbral Queen. Their hope was to come here and acquire a monstrosity called the Hungry that they thought that Kog'Maw, this Archfey ex-flame, might enjoy. But Lord Buku Bazan had another goal. See, the whole reason that our dragons were invited to the Shadowfell in the first place is because shadows were moving strangely around them ever since they accepted a book stolen from the hoard of a dead, dreaming dragon called Hecatoline. Lord Buku thought perhaps he could trade this cursed object for something of equal or greater value, and thereby pass the curse on to someone else. It's much like a film called The Ring.
Not familiar.
If you read this book in 7 days, you'll have a late fee at the library. But the point being, our dragons have now made this offer to the Umbral Queen, who, in deference to our dragons, has appeared to them as a massive shadow dragon larger than any they've ever seen before. She declined Lord Buku's offer of trading a Tome of the Phoenix for some other legendary item. Instead, she said that she might extend her hospitality in a different way and allow the dragons to set a trap for the shadowy thing that is hunting them for taking this book. She's made it very clear that they are not cursed, nor is the object. They are being hunted. And now that they're in a realm of shadows where the Shadow elves may have a little bit more control than they do in the Feywild, she offered to let the dragon sort of have lay a trap, as it were, for this entity. But in discussing this, she made mention of the fact that Wyrmlothian dragons are different. Lord Buku, as a sort of term of this potential bargain, asked if she would expand on that. And the Umbral Queen agreed and began to do so. And that, in fact, is where we are rejoining our story with our 5 dragons and 1 orc sort of teacher, but who never talks in social scenarios because she's below the dragons in social strata. It's a whole thing. As they lean forward on the throne, or sort of really next to the throne. Throne's not big enough for her in this form. The Umbral Queen in draconic form. One of her advisors, a Gloomweaver called Chanterelle, also in the form of a massive shadow dragon, sort of sitting there to the side of the throne, kind of on the same level as the dragons. The rest of this huge throne room, built within a shadowy mountain, contains numerous shadow elves, and on a tall balcony, conspicuously keeping some distance from the dragons, is the Soulmonger. Amidst this scene.
Not the Soulmonger.
He's the Soulmonger of the court.
Right.
A death monger.
But not a device. I want to make sure
I'll take objection to this on behalf of these Shadowkai elves. There's Soulmonger. That Soulmonger is what the Shadowkai elves are.
I'm not making a qualitative statement. I just want to have clarity because you said the Soulmonger.
It's the Soulmonger's up there.
Okay.
Looking exactly like a Soulmonger looks. I can't spell it out anymore. Actually, I could. Soul.
Nope.
Mong.
Oh, so he's the Soulmonger.
In this court, he is the Sole. Guys, if you like this content, I'm sorry.
If any of you ever thought I would allow us to get into combat.
Woo! Combat maybe in 2 weeks with our dragon. So the Soulmonger is not a device that was briefly built in Chult, no. But the Soulmonger currently is sort of standing up there watching the situation and just looking down and approving. His plans are coming to fruition, it would appear. The Umbral Queen will give you guys a rundown. I won't go through the entire speech because so much of it is information that you all are aware of, but your characters are not. She describes how dragons from other material planes, not Wyrmloth, are very different. Alignment correlates to the color of their scales, although not exclusively and perhaps not as much as many people on those planes believe. But typically, she will tell you, metallic dragons tend to seek to uphold sort of the good alignments. They want to help the world improve, whereas chromatic dragons, such as you, Lord Buku, tend a little more towards selfishness, chaos, and wickedness.
I mean, that tracks.
That tracks.
That tracks.
Gemstone dragons tend to seek neutrality in all things on these other planes, although she makes a very good point that largely this is because of some major examples of these things kind of in the consciousness have led people to think that's what everyone does, and also to even, in some cases, lead dragons to go that direction. So really, any dragon can be any alignment. Dragons are also nowhere near as prominent in other planes. Other planes do not have as many dragons as Wyrmloth has. They can't support that much, sort of, that many apex predators. And she'll even make a slight reference to you of the fact that, the sheer amount of cattle that exist like insects in Wyrmloth, it's not like that everywhere. Cattle are, it's much harder for cattle to live other places. That's an odd thing about Wyrmloth. Cows don't need much food, and they grow and are nothing but meat, and dragons just eat, etc. So she gives you these interesting details, but the biggest change with this alignment stuff is the fact that dragons on these other planes do not inevitably give in to avarice. And thus, they grow and grow and grow and grow. Yes.
I told you.
So is that a unique thing of only in our world?
Yes.
That happens?
Wyrmloth is unique among material planes when it comes to dragons.
So if we were to travel to another plane, would we be tied down to that, or?
Oh, you're asking if you were to go to another material plane, if this avarice that falls upon all of you would be lifted.
I suppose the question is really, is the avarice, is the grace or greed aspect, is that tied to our physical selves or to the location within which we grew?
Environmental factor, you think?
Exactly, yes.
Roll a d6 for me, Lord Buku-Bazan.
I have one of those.
Yay!
Somewhere.
Dice are around. Ooh, I got a
2.
new d6 today, by the way. Ooh, look at that.
Ooh,
It's got a
nice.
spell thing on it. It was from the Advent calendar, which I'm not doing on stream anymore.
I should get my dragon dice if I'm gonna do it.
There you go. Get them out. You rolled a 2, you said.
I did. Well, it wasn't my dragon die, but yeah, it was a 2.
Perfect. Perfect roll. She will sort of turn to you and say, you ask, have you ever heard of a material plane called Gorgamagok?
I have not.
I don't find that surprising, as it no longer exists. It was consumed by a Wyrmlothian dragon.
Hold up just a second there. An entire plane of existence was eaten by a dragon?
The dragons of Wyrmloth are not well liked when they leave. You are anomalous in that you have come out young early. Most dragons from Wyrmloth who arrive on other planes are past the point of that avarice. And it stays with them, Lord Buku, yes. It is something inside of them, this hunger to consume, and some of these dragons become strong and make bargains with their dark forces, consuming more, growing bigger and bigger. The dragon who consumed Gogamagok is called Floridion. The great green
pretty cool.
beast. That's not the only plane that green dragon consumed.
That's strange.
She kind of turns to Tongard. Have you ever heard of an outer plane called Celestia? Would you make a religion roll, Tongard?
Sure. Pretty good. Pretty good. Religion. 21.
You have never heard of it. Which again does not surprise her. Well, go ahead.
No, I don't think I recall such a plane.
Again, I'm unsurprised, as it no longer exists.
And this is that same dragon devoured multiple planes.
Floridion consumed what the bipeds, as you call them, refer to as heaven.
Well, I can't imagine that went over very well.
Did not. Things are out of balance.
Did that happen to happen recently?
Not so recently, but within memory of some older things. And it is more fuel for the fire of those who've attacked your realm, trying to stop all dragons of your kind from leaving that place for good.
Well, is that dragon still around?
Oh, yes.
Well, it's simple. You just have to make it consume something that make it throw up.
I don't think a great worm such as Floridion is susceptible to a simple case of indigestion. Not anymore.
Well, I guess
That's a problem.
I guess the one consolation in all of this is that saying we are Wyrmlothian does seem to carry a certain amount of. I'm going to choose to use the term respect and not fear out on the other planes, so that we might actually be more formidable in appearance than we may actually be, depending on where we go. That may be an asset.
Or they maybe just try to kill us right away.
Well, I figure people who are hunting dragons are going to try to do that anyway.
You are not particularly intimidating for dragons. Not yet. It strikes me that your size, which for Wyrmlothians is impressive, as you can see, she kind of extends her, 200-foot wingspan. Among others of your kind, you are considered young.
Well, I think about our own kind. We are considered young too.
The point being, you have a hard road ahead of you, especially with that thing coming for your book, wanting to take away your hoard and punish you for taking something from the dead.
Well,
But you say we'd have an avenue to avoid that.
Yes, Chanterelle. And some of the other Gloom Weavers, I shall put it to them. They can help you set a trap for this thing. And we will observe its function here. This will give us information we want. And as I said, you will tell me other things of Wyrmloth. You will not lie. She kind of fixes her eyes on all of you, sweeping over. You will tell us what we want to know, no matter how strange the questions may be. As I have simply revealed to you now, there is something notable about your plane. And perhaps it will give us an advantage in that which is to come, to know it.
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by what?
That which is to come.
Yeah, what is that?
Many
that is to
things
come?
are in motion right now, dragons. Something is shifting in the shadows. Shadows linger. Shadows stretch. And it's not just here. In the Feywild, the fogs curl strangely. The flowers bloom and die and bloom again. On the material planes, other things are in motion. These things don't happen in a void. Humanoids come to your plane with a conquering army. This is spurred on by something. Many things are in motion, and we must be ready. The shadows must be ready.
Just so like we're crystal clear here, seeing as your soulmonger, when I met them, they were talking that they were sort of scouting out a location of expansion. Just so we are 100% clear that your information is more to kind of piece together what is going on in the greater thing and not about a sort of plan of conquering our home.
Your home is of no interest to us.
Just want to make sure I was clear.
But
Sounds good to me.
she gets very close to you, Tongard. This head is like, like 4 times the size of your, or even more than that, really. She kind of gets her head real
Like a
close.
Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, and kind of just goes. But in case this was not obvious, in the shadow world, nothing is crystal clear.
No, that's a little disquieting.
She sort of sits back up. Chanterelle turns to you all. So yes, I suppose I can take you then. We should think of a place. Soulmonger, is there somewhere specific you would recommend as a trap point? The Soulmonger sort of calls down in his sort of loud, sort of stentorian, Would the dragons prefer a narrow chasm, or an open field, with hidden boundaries.
Well,
High ground, or low.
Well, I believe you must always take the high ground, but I just want to check with the group here. I imagine we want to be more maneuverable,
Yes.
given
I think
our
so.
sort of tendency to fly.
Seems magic.
Understood. So, if you sort of say that, Chanterelle will say, The Dolorous Fields, then. Well, come. I shall take you there. This way. She flies up, sort of leads you back out through the crack in the top of this mountain that once again forms. The mountain splits apart so that you may exit.
So, I just want to... Look, I know that we're sort of going through... We got things sort of chasing us here and sort of... we got to deal with that. But I don't know how any of you all are feeling, but I feel pretty confident in our ability, especially given our new formations and such, that we can probably handle this unintended consequence of our newfound wealth.
Oh,
Sort of checking in with the group, making sure.
I'm sorry. What consequences are we talking about?
Well, we are being hunted now because we took an object of great desire that now someone else desires.
That could be expected.
Right. I just check in and make sure the group is feeling all right before we go in. I want to just make sure everyone has a clear head before we go into this.
Yep. I'm good.
I mean, to be honest, if you're not being hunted, you're not in the right space, right? Like, you should be.
I prefer to be the hunter, but it's just a question of perspective. It's like.
Yeah, no, it's true. You just turn that around. Boom, hunter becomes hunted.
Yeah.
It's a natural.
You pivot.
Yeah, exactly.
Just an easy pivot.
That's such a great word.
Right?
Whoa. Right? And then Elan gets out like a tiny biped-sized notebook and a tiny quill and starts writing down pivot.
I like the idea that he's doing that like in like a small book for a biped.
Right.
Like in like a real small book that a biped would just like single post-it note size.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I'm so happy that everyone is on board with my decisions. No longer upset. Let us move forward then, team. Let's claim our
really
true
like your decision.
prize. Say again?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. No one really likes the decisions, but we're all just accepting.
Yeah, I think we've
moving forward.
been through that field many times already.
Yeah, we'll just need to stay as a combined unit right now, heading in the same direction.
Yep.
Ready to solve the problem before us.
Yep.
And I think we are.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Cannot agree more.
Who's carrying Lagok right now? XigXag still you?
Yes, sure. Okay.
So Lagok, she's just on your back, just kind of flying through a shadowy domain with dark purple fog overhead.
Does he need any extra thingies to be able to hang on?
She's fine, but good,
Okay.
good. No, she appreciates the question if you ask it. So yes, you guys do in fact land in in what appears to be kind of like just like an open field, sort of like atop a hill. It seems to be a pretty just open space. That being said, XigXag, with your passive perception of 21, is anybody else north of 20?
Not
okay. XigXag, with your passive of 21, you can feel. Oh, and I'll even say maybe with your extended blind sense, even though it's that, you can feel that there are these odd pockets of darkness, hanging maybe 20 feet off the ground here. You feel maybe if you do like a little circle as you guys are landing, you feel maybe like 3 or 4 of them, and they feel very solid.
Can I go close to one and sort of investigate?
Sure. Make an investigation roll.
20.
With a 20, you sort of fly up to one. The rest of you notice XigXag kind of going off with Lagok upon her back, but at this point, Chanterelle's just kind of landing. You do notice Chanterelle looks up and sees XigXag, and on her own shadow dragon face, she kind of Chanterelle, if you didn't know, Tongart, is also in the form of a shadow dragon.
Yes,
she's also in
its,
also gargantuan size. 4 of you equal her square, etc. So she kind of smirks as XigXag goes up to one of them and sort of says, Ooh, very perceptive. XigXag with a 20. It is interesting. It's not a cloud, but it almost seems like a cloud of shadow, roughly kind of conical, as if kind of sort of starting smaller towards the ground, maybe 10, 20 feet off the ground, and then building up, and you can feel, putting your hand through it, you seem to move a little more slowly, as if it's a little solid. Might almost be like difficult terrain, and given how sort of just generally dark this area is, you feel it when you get really close to it, but it doesn't feel fully solid. Like you can pass through it, but it does seem to be sort of shadow stuff that's a little thicker.
Are these sort of connected to each other somehow?
They are not connected to each other, but if you, with a 20, you feel that there are sort of 4 of them kind of like roughly hovering kind of in like a 300-foot area sort of around these fields.
Yep.
Lagok actually is going to ask you about them, XigXag. What are you finding? What are these things?
Some strange shadow, whatever, and explain what I.
Yes, I can almost feel it myself, but not so much. Not as acutely as you, I'm sure. Very interesting.
You think it's specific to dragons, then?
No, I can sense it. Just I think it's more your
Oh.
senses are better than mine, especially now, XigXag.
Mm. Yeah. I wonder what their function is.
I don't know, but I would imagine, based on the fact that we've been brought here specifically, the Shadow Elves think they can use them to our advantage.
I guess I land and tell everybody else what I found up there.
Well, then, do you think that's something that we're sort of laying a
Well,
trap for, or something?
Why don't I just ask Chantrell what those things do?
Seems like a wise
Mm.
call.
Good idea.
Yes, those are sort of areas that we have woven shadow into. They are, shall we say, reservoirs, ready to be used when the time comes. I cannot give away too many secrets of the Shadowkai, but she kind of thinks for a moment. There is an art. It is called shadow sculpting.
Ooh.
It was
Sounds interesting.
recently sort of taken to new levels by a humanoid on a very distant plane. Some of us have taken to calling it night carving because of that. Lord Buku.
Sounds almost,
Buka's cool with it.
You don't like it?
sounds almost poetic.
But in any case, we are able to shape shadow to our ends, and by coming to a place that we have stores of it, we can apply it more rapidly.
Huh. That's very practical.
I would urge you, try not to get above any of these areas. She kind of gestures to them. That is where you would like your opponent to go. But it would be better for you to not be within those sort of cones.
I see.
Especially, she kind of gestures to kind of the middle of all of them above. Especially not there if we move them. And you have a sense of all of them can kind of, if the cones were all put in one place, there'd be a really, really dark, shadowy area above them.
Could this shadow is coming for us? Could it be trapped in those? Would that be useful to you?
Oh,
some extra shadow?
We're just helping you out now.
Oh.
But we're just trying to give you options. These are the dolorous fields, as you can see. Not much to write home about. Dull and dark and grey. She kind of, in the far distance from here, you can see that purple wall of mist that kind of she showed you. She says, did I get a verbal confirmation, by the way, from all of you about not venturing into the Dreadlands?
Don't go into the purple frog. Yes.
Understood. You
fog,
all
not
heard that.
Copy.
Good. XigXag, you feel a couple of bipeds appear about 600 feet away. So, you may plan your strategies here. We have no sign that this thing has tracked you to this plane yet. When it does, we will make you aware, and we will do what we can to guide it here from an angle that we are aware of, so that you are not surprised, so you're ready for it. But I'll be very curious to hear what your strategy is going to be.
All right, thank you. It's very, very helpful. Strategy, yes.
Kind of just steps back a bit.
Maybe, do you have any information on like what kind of shadows these are? Like how one would harm them, if that's what we are designed to do here?
These creatures are not of the shadow world. They are a shadow from somewhere else. So they are not known to us. I will not lie to you. The Queen is aware of their existence, but there is an academic nature to this offer she's made. We will enjoy seeing one of these at a closer angle, I suppose.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty in that.
There are many mysteries and shadows, but there don't have to be lies.
Well, you all deal pretty exclusively with shadows. I mean, I'm sure you know something about them, right?
Well, I will roll for it in that case. I'm not even going to make you roll a persuasion check because you're pretty good at that, and she's been told to help you. So let's see what she would even know. Well, 17 on the die.
Good start.
Okay. Yeah, she all right. Well, I would hate to tell you something I've heard as a rumor, lest it be inaccurate in the heat of battle. Unless you have some means of dealing magical damage with your bites and your claws and your tails, those won't be particularly effective against a creature such as this. And I don't think any of you deal primarily in necromancy, but I wouldn't. Not against this thing. If any of you are resistant to necrotic damage, that would be very beneficial to you. I also would not try to harm this being with anything that is cold or poisonous or psychic in nature.
Oof. Well, a lot of limitations we got here. That's all right.
And
Having a box to work within usually inspires creativity, not limits it.
I would imagine, although I'm not completely certain of such things, I would imagine that things such as acid and fire and lightning, I would imagine would be less effective against such creatures.
So what would be effective then, if everything seems to be less effective?
Well, magical damage, if you can manage that. Radiant is always nice. Light is powerful against shadows, to our continued chagrin.
Okay.
Pure magical force energy often works against such creatures. I will remind everyone that did Shishu keep her item? Did that get traded around, or Lord Buku, do you have that? Whoa.
I have it.
Okay. Do you know what that does?
I do, but I forgot.
The battle standard of
gives us
Infernal Power just
magical-
means every ally within 300 feet deals magical damage for the purpose of
Oh,
overcoming
right,
resistances.
yeah.
So
Perfect.
that one makes this less of a huge disaster for you guys, although it does make all of your breath weapons, based on this warning, this fight won't be as interesting for me because I won't get a round of wasted breath weapons. But yes, that is what she can reveal with a good roll and a better modifier than I remember giving her.
What about my hunter breath weapon?
Well,
The breath arrow.
what kind of damage does your breath arrow do?
Doesn't say.
Well, what kind of? It is just your breath weapon. What does your breath weapon do?
Oh, it's the same as my breath weapon,
Yeah.
the arrow.
Yeah,
So it doesn't turn into piercing or something. Okay.
it does not. No, it does the same as that. Which usually an arrow of psychic energy is a real fuck you to somebody, but against this thing, not so much.
Well, I also have the secondary, which is hurricane.
That is true. So you might be able to affect it with that.
That's force, I think. Where is it?
That's not damage. That is just you blow it back.
Yeah. Yep.
But that might be a good way to shape it into places. But in any case, so she kind of tells you that. That being said, I'm describing largely what typical sort of shadow things are, so some of this information might be wrong.
That's fine. So there's some specifics that may alter, but in general, we know it has lots of immunities, and we need to deal magical damage to it.
True.
Understood.
Immunities, resistances, I mean, there's a reason that these things are sent.
Well, I think you've given us quite a leg up over where we stood but a moment ago. So
Wonderful.
for that, I thank you.
One thing that won't be quite as much of a problem for you dragons. I believe these things are often not particularly visible, or very difficult to see. Now, when you're in close quarters with one, I'm sure you'll be able to perceive it with this delightful blind sight that I have to say, one of the best things about this form is just that sort of sense of where things are nearby. So,
Does it have a smell?
I don't know. Can you smell those? Can you smell those things up there?
Can I smell them?
Not the way you can a creature. No.
So it's not a creature?
It is a creature.
Then I should be able.
They're not creatures up there.
Can I? Is there any? If I sent an air, is there anything shadow nature within 1,000 feet?
There's
Like a hungry?
You don't smell any hungry nearby. You don't smell any. I'll roll a couple things here.
Roll on.
You don't smell any monstrosities. You do smell a few undead. Nothing smells like specifically like a shadow, but you have to imagine that if some animate thing is coming for you, you'll be able to get a good scent of it if it's there.
Oh,
They've
how about
told you that
chanterelle?
you can smell
That's
chanterelle.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah, does it smell shadowy?
she smells slightly different. She and the Umbral Queen smell different than the other Shadarkai when they're in this dragon form. So you can certainly use that as a baseline. You have been told this creature has not yet been detected on this plane, so they're gonna like warn. You're confident they'll be able to warn you when it's coming, if that makes sense.
I have another question, quickly about the movements of such shadows and how one might trap one. I assume that limiting the shadows abundant limit their extra movements. I don't know how quite to phrase that. If they have any special abilities as such, would that be an accurate statement, or?
Oh, that I'm not sure what to tell you. From what I understand of these things, which is much less than the shadow, than the Umbral Queen knows, it does seem they're capable of traversing the planes of their own ability. So, that is not an answer, but that is the extent of my conjecture. If you're asking about their speed, if you're asking about their, we are planning on using shadow to sort of solidify and try to contain it. Yes, but as far as its actual movement, that's part of the fun for us, is finding out.
Understood. Excellent. Well, I don't feel I have any other questions. This is an open field, right? This area that we're...
You're basically kind of on a hilltop. Basically, imagine like a 300-foot circle or square, however you want to do it, and at kind of like at four edges of it, there are these, kind of a little off the ground, these cones of shadow, which you guys can just barely tell is different than just sort of generally dark sky. And XigXag says they're sort of they feel thicker, they feel present.
Right.
XigXag, when you were up there investigating those cones of shadow, did you get the sense that it's something that we could enter? Like, could we hide in those shadows?
I'm not sure if it's a good idea. You certainly can enter. I mean, I could put my hand through it, but it felt slower.
Oh, so it
Like
kind of affects
in being
us now.
in molasses.
I know that's really going to
Or
help us.
stuck in a mud. No?
All right, then.
Does Tangart or Elan, do either of you have an ability to allow me to hover above the ground?
I do not know.
Are you asking if the dragons can cast fly?
But it's I guess I can just fly. Never mind. Very well.
No,
it's
but
fine. No.
The idea of a dragon learning to cast fly on another dragon who could already fly is incredible.
Very well. Well,
sully my
That doesn't make any
wings.
sense.
I'll place myself at the top of the hill and plant the standard there and say, well, I suppose the best plan would be for me to stay here, draw it out, and allow the rest of you to attack it with your best abilities.
Yeah, I was sort of hoping that we could, sort of be hidden, and then we could all just have something ready to go when whatever sort of bait we were sort of setting up. I guess it's going to be you, Lord Buku, if you're volunteering for that duty.
It would seem that this standard will do much for us, and having it in the center of the field of action seems the best course for us. There's 4 pillars. The rest of you might hide in front of them and stay more obscured. And then when it appears, swoop in and have at it. I myself can always fly up and try to avoid its reach or whatnot, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, I suppose, I'm not sure what else we could do in that sort of situation. We just sort of need to triangulate around Lord Buku, I think, and try to hit this thing from all sides when it comes after him. Hoping it is just the one thing, right?
So that would be ideal. Look, I have utmost faith in the abilities of you all, especially as fighters. I've seen you in action, and I have no doubts that you all will
That'll be good.
keep me alive.
Well, one final plan.
Well,
question
we'll
here.
try our best.
Thank you, Elon.
There is one other question we need to answer before we begin this. As we are arranging ourselves here for this battle, what sort of formation should we take?
Yes, good question.
Ooh.
Relevant question today.
I think inspired spirits would make the most sense for this particular conflict, so that we might
Seems like a
be
And
more
with
effective.
that-
Remind me which one that was.
That's where you may grant yourself. It seems busted as hell. You can grant yourself advantage on one roll each round. I think it is. I think it is by. I think it's each round and not each turn.
Yep.
yeah, it's each round.
Yeah.
I like that.
Is that
Each-
each of us or just one of us?
Each of us.
Each of us.
It's preposterous,
Yeah.
right?
We have inspiration every turn.
Yeah.
And
Like every
the
one
way
of our turns.
The way the book says is supposed to be a luck point, and I was like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
The new book clarifies this to not be a luck point, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me.
It's absurd.
like
So
a great idea.
inspired spirits.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the other advantage of brilliant strategies is we are able to. The brilliant strategies actually won't help us. Coordinated movements might have been useful, but I think inspired spirits will be our best approach on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Seems
will
like the
say
best way.
coordinated movements for this specific fight would have been very helpful. But so it goes. So, you all sort of just kind of sit in here preparing, basically.
How far will we be sort of spread out? When in terms of like if we go to these sort of pillars.
If
or
Lord
so.
Buku stays in the center and each of you go to another pillar, you'll all be 150. Everyone will be 150 feet from Lord Buku.
Okay.
Okay. And how? Well, Philip, did we ever figure out a way to deal with sort of the range of spells?
Oh, your spells don't get better range. No, your healing word. No, healing words. You got to be close for healing word. Sorry, that's you don't get healing word expanded at dragon size. Sorry. Yeah. Sucks to be a dragon. We haven't talked about this, by the way, Lord Buku. I think because that item got handed to you. We've described the battle standard of infernal power. Perhaps you've just kind of been carrying it around and haven't been dealing with it too much. There is a quasit living in the top of it in a cage.
Franklin.
Well.
Or does it already have a name? I call it Franklin.
Well, interestingly, yeah. Do you speak Abyssal?
I do not.
Then
I speak dragon. That's all I
yes,
speak.
exactly.
No. But you.
I
you
speak
can understand
exceedingly
every
well,
language,
though. What'd you say? Oh, I can
You
read
can
any
understand every
language.
though, right?
No, I can read
Oh.
any language.
hasn't written its name. Sadly.
Alan,
Oh,
could
I'll
you talk
speak
it?
to it then.
Elon,
I just
let's-
call it
wait,
Franklin.
Elon, this is kind of a thing of kind of going on. Elon, let's roll me a let's just do a coin flip on this. Evens, you've been around enough to hear something. Odds, you've not. Just any die.
Okay. Oh, and also the literal meaning of any spoken language that I hear. Oh, that's so good. Okay.
So here's the
Give it
battle
to us.
standard here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Here is the
Yes,
battle
yes.
standard itself, which is pretty rad. And if I zoom in here
It is
on the
pretty rad.
top, there's this like face with like lava pouring out of it onto this quasit who's trapped inside, and the quasit screams are what powers this thing. Anyway, what did we get there?
that's
What did we get?
I got a 1.
A 1. So evens, you have been around. Odds, you have not. So I will say, generally, when you call it Franklin, the abyssal hissing has a timbre of admonishment. But, and typically another word is said, a different word is said repeatedly, but you don't speak Abyssal, so you're not really sure. But this creature. Anyway, so yeah.
Franklin, we're preparing for battle right now. There's no time for this. Sure. Look,
feed it
after-
food through the thing, or is it totally closed in?
Oh no, it's open. There's an open thing.
Look, I'll
Can
be happy to
it
give
some
you.
food.
XigXag,
Some snacks?
if you give Franklin a piece of food,
Mhm.
as it enters Franklin's hand, the food rots and becomes rancid immediately. And then like
Yeah.
turns to like black goo, and Franklin just goes and just lets it ooze out of its claws.
But doesn't eat it.
This is why we don't feed the Quasit. It's nothing good
Was
comes
it
of it.
kids?
Philip, is there any water around?
God, I need... Call of Cthulhu makes me want a luck roll. It's the most convenient thing. I'll just roll a luck roll on water being around. There is a small, kind of dark, murky little rill not too far from here.
That's fine. I'm gonna go get a bit of it in like my hand and come back in. Lord Buku, may I offer you a bit of protection?
Sure, absolutely.
All right.
Merciless, so you you surprise me every time.
I'm gonna put some water on one of my claws here, and I'm gonna touch Buku, and I'm gonna put an icy mantle on him using the shard of the Eth rune.
Oh.
So the next, well, actually, sorry, it says within the next minute, so I'll wait till we're sort of ready to sort of situate for the battle. But right before.
Well, you do think that such a thing may be incoming, because I probably should stop rolling one of my die, because it is clearly weighted, but I just love it so much.
By the way, I'm sniffing this whole time. I'm sniffing for different.
So yeah, if
scents.
we're yeah.
Oh, I have to roll another thing then, don't I? Okay, if I roll one more natural 20, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've rolled 2 in a row. Do a different die. Hold on, I gotta decide what this is for. Because 2 things are happening immediately. What's this last one for? Okay, alright.
Something good for us.
It's
you?
not a 20, but it was a 14, so it was right next to it. Okay, so, XigXag, you feel, within seconds of things happening, 2 other, bipeds appear in your general area. You again don't know exactly where they are, but you feel more bipeds, and like those other times, it doesn't seem like they're coming in at the edges of your vision. It seems like they're just like popping up. Kind of like in response to this, you actually hear a voice like fairly close by going, "Where is he? Chanterelle, are you?" And then you see this this form sort of is coming up. This Shadarkai, her hair sort of waving in an interesting way. XigXag, this person is giving off a very strange scent of death and some kind of fogginess or something. Something about this woman seems very strange, but she's approaching. If you all turn to this, you see that there is a Shadarkai elf walking. Her hair is kind of like waving on its own in an odd way, and her eyes are red, like all the way throughout. She's wearing sort of a black leather dress. She has this amulet on, and all of you get a little bit of that dragon, like, ooh, hey, that would be a fun thing to have in the horde. It seems like a powerful thing that she has. As she is sort of like walking up, and she says, "Where is he, Chanterelle?" And she kind of starts like Oh God! As she looks at the dragon, Chanter, is that you? And Chanterelle actually, at this point, resumes her form. And Chanterelle says, "Oh, the Mist Warden is here. A few moments, please, dragons. Just forgive me." And she sort of starts turning to this woman who's just like starting to talk. And Chanterelle's like, "Just 1 second." But another Shadarkai appears and says, "This is just kind of like one of the other people," and kind of just pops up and is going, "Yes. Oh, Gloomweaver. I was sent to inform you that we have detected a new powerful presence on the plane. The Soulmonger believes that this is..." He's kind of looking at all of you as he says this, but actually only Elon, you're the only person who understands this. Come to think of it, Elon, you're the only person who understood anything that just happened. Because this is all, unless any of you speak Elvish, forgot about that. So Elon, in Elvish, you've heard all of this. So if you're translating for the others, great. If you're just kind of letting this play out for your own benefit.
I'll give them the clips.
So this other elf is sort of saying this, and Chanterelle says, kind of back to you all in Draconic, it does appear that the creature is on the plane. Does not necessarily mean it is nearby, but I hope your preparations are ready. And then, meanwhile, in Elvish, you now see this new woman who's shown up with the red eyes, turning to Elon. She's turning to this new guy who showed up and says, "Where's the Soulmonger? Where is he? What the hell does he want? I'm very busy right now." And a conversation is happening. If you want to listen to it closely, you'd probably have to kind of either head over to it or make a perception check,
Elon. No, I'll go ahead and sort of quietly head over.
Okay. In that case, just do I'll let you make a stealth check on it.
Okay.
Dragon stealthing.
What?
The stealthy dragon.
Stealth dragon.
Yes.
Well, it's almost like a stealth. You know, Elon, if you'd rather a deception check, I'd let you do that. So
I'm actually proficient. I'm proficient in stealth. I like this. Okay, because that's a.
I like
20.
to stalk around.
Yeah, you're 20. So Elon.
Stalker is quite a strong word. All right.
So Elon, you kind of make you mosey over there, and you
If
hear.
it fits.
You hear this very heated conversation going on, mainly between Chanterelle and this new arrival, this woman, who Chanterelle, you heard her use the term Mist Warden. This woman is just basically saying like I don't care what you're doing. Are you actually playing with dragons right now? Like there's a lot going on. What is this, another harebrained scheme? And Chanterelle's like, the Umbral Queen herself set this up. Knossaby, we have to see this through, and any input you could give. She's like, basically, this woman seems very disinterested in having been pulled away.
All right, I'll message and send this information over to Tongar.
Well, that's intriguing. Do you think she's gonna help?
I doubt it. I don't.
Huh. I mean, why don't you just ask her, see what's up? And then we'll sort of, find out one way or another where she's sort of standing. And I'll sort of fill in the group a little bit.
I'll go ahead and
on this side of what's going on over there.
Understood.
I guess at this point I'll kind of so can I help you?
So interestingly, comprehend languages gives you the ability to understand any language.
Right.
So you're saying this in Draconic, or you're saying in Sylvan? What are you gonna speak? Because you ate a flower.
I'll say
right?
it in. Yes.
I think you can speak Sylvan. Yeah, I think it's every. I think you.
I'll speak. Yes, I'll say it in Sylvan.
Okay. Both of the elves sort of pause at this. You just said, "Can I help you?" I was asking the language. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said.
So they're speaking Elvish, and this dragon kind of moseys over, and this thing goes, "Can I help you?" And this woman.
What are y'all talking about?
Gonna go so well.
The woman with red eyes kind of turns, and there's this like intense burst of focus as she sort of sizes you up, and then she sort of takes a couple steps towards you, and in unaccented Sylvan replies, "Dread. Do you have much experience with dread, dragon? With horrors that you know not of?"
No, I try to live in the moment.
Then my conversation with the Gloomweaver is likely of little interest to you. But I appreciate you speaking to me in a language that I would be likely to understand.
Well, it's when in the shadow fell, right?
Yes. When in the shadow
I just have to say that dress is incredible.
Thank you.
You cut a striking silhouette.
Well, I do appreciate that. Oh. He's complimenting me, my dear. She starts like stroking the air, kind of like about at hip height like this. Do you want to say hello to the man? To the bomb? That's what they call a boy dragon, right? Mm-hmm. Say hello, my darling. She kind of twists her fingers. Elon, you suddenly see this terrifying little ghostly biped girl holding a doll, kind of like this spectral form just at her hand, and she's kind of like stroking its hair, just like look at you for a second, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Forgive me, she's a little shy.
I understand. I was also really shy.
As a hatchling.
But yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a sarcastic vibe off of you. I mean, is there? Did I offend you in some way? Or?
No, you complimented my dress. I liked it, but I think what you're doing here is a waste of your time and ours.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare. Then I'll leave you to. I just didn't want you, with the incoming fracas.
What is this incoming fracas?
One second. I'm gonna message
A spellcasting dragon.
What? Yeah. What? I'm still not quite clear. Who's attacking us?
None of us are clear.
Who's attacking us? Shadows. Shadows are attacking us. It's
that. And I turn back. I go, yeah, it's that thing where the shadows. I think it's a test, like a bit of a test. It's a shadow thing.
You get the sense that she... How do I phrase this? She already knows what you're trying to do here. She was asking you for more context. You have, taken away context. So she's just... You know what?
What?
Honestly,
yeah, I'm gonna get real close.
Honestly, all right. At this point, she begins sort of chanting in this sort of strange voice for a few moments, and then suddenly over her face, this ghostly face appears. That of a dragonborn, which is a race that is not super common in your world, but one you're familiar with in existing. This dragonborn, a male kind of visage of some kind of dragonborn. You can't actually tell its color because it's just sort of this like ghostly, misty face over it. And suddenly she begins speaking, and the face over her is sort of moving, and this voice goes, "Oh, hey, bro, how's it going, bro?"
Hey, bro.
And her
what's
voice
up?
has changed, and it is speaking to you now in draconic. Hey, man.
Oh, you really going the extra mile, bro.
Yeah, well,
I
I think she figured, maybe this is a good way for us to just like kind of like get to the heart of whatever's going on. So, like, do you guys like what's your plan? What's your whole thing? Like, it's cool to see so many dragons around. That's cool.
Yeah, we're gonna go and attack. We're gonna do this shadow stuff, man.
Oh, hey, what's up? And the dragon kind of walks over and is waving to all those other dragons. Hey, guys. Oh, yeah, cool. So, like, what kind of shadow are you going after?
Shadow.
I believe the intel we have on it is that it moves strangely.
Yeah, but like, why are you doing? Why do you have to do this at all?
Oh, well,
Well, it's sort of, as I understand, it's sort of chasing us and hunting us, and so we're just trying to bring that issue to a head.
That's such a bummer. Oh man, that's lame.
Can I get within 20 feet of her?
Mm-hmm. You smell a biped and an undead. You also, for the record, see a biped and an undead, so you are unsurprised by what you smell.
And okay, I did do that, and then just go back to my.
This is a real. Is this orange soda? Yes, this is orange soda. She's she and like this thing like, oh, what's up? Hey, what's up?
Actually, can I roll an insight or something that what she's doing?
Absolutely.
I'm not proficient, but I'll try. Rolled a 15
Interesting.
plus 5, 20.
Okay. You do feel that this person has just this Mist Warden has just channeled some spirit. She's like allowed a ghostly possession to occur to her. She's channeling a spirit like a medium would, like a spirit medium. What? And she's consequently now using this new personality and its new vibe and languages and things to communicate better with you, maybe getting the information she wants. I will say with a 20, you have a sense that she is letting the ghost be itself, but every fifth sentence is actually her like imposing something more specific on this spirit to kind of get information. So you guys just you're just out there doing your thing and just stuff's happened to you. You guys kind of don't get what's going on. Is that the vibe?
Oh, we just, somebody gave us a book, and turns out it was stolen, and
bummer.
And the original, some curse from the original owner is haunting us.
Gotcha.
I mean, the guy is dead. He doesn't need the book anyway, right?
Totally.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, we're just trying to hustle. We're hustling here. You know how it goes.
Well, actually, it really feels like we're sort of taking our time, actually.
Well, we're in a moment.
I should be
but more
preparing,
like hustle.
actually.
We're just waiting for it to show up, and we have a plan set in place for it. So
Great.
we're just gonna go ahead and get set up and ready for it.
Cool.
Well, unless you need something from us.
No,
or if you can do something for us.
Personally, I love this. It's great. There's you certainly should. I hope this goes really well for you all. Seems cool.
And also, yeah, madam, I appreciate the effort.
Appreciate you.
I say in Sylvan. In Sylvan, I say that.
The ghostly face goes, what?
Yeah, no, I get it. Just, it's not for you, buddy. All right. I'm going back now. I clearly, I think I nailed this whole interaction. I'll be going and hiding.
You seem
now.
cool. You seem cool to me. Later days. Cool. Do a good job, I guess. That ghostly face disappears, and the woman is just standing there. And then she will sort of say, in Sylvan. Have you spoken to... She says to you, Elon, have you spoken to the soulmonger?
No.
You've not?
No.
Have we talked to him?
Have any of you?
I believe I have.
And you also speak Sylvan, so yes.
Yeah.
She kind of comes over. If you don't mind, forgive me, but what is your name, Bomb?
Oh, I'm Tongart Lasso.
Tongart Lasso. I am the Mist Warden. Knospi.
Knospi?
Knospi.
That's a fantastic name.
Isn't it? These names all have something in common. Well. When the soulmonger spoke with you, did you happen upon him, or did he seek you out, if you don't mind my asking?
I think it was
Can
sort
we
of a
ask
little...
why?
You are too scared of tongues to speak Sylvan.
She's speaking in Sylvan right now?
Yep.
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
Yep, okay.
It's a dark
Nope, you're good.
problem.
Cool.
It was a little, sort of a little column A, column B. We were sort of camped out somewhere, and I was out
Where?
on guard.
Where were you camped out? I don't
I
want to
believe it was
pry.
the Crystal Thicket,
Fucking Christ.
and I was sort of on watch for a shift and saw something strange, and so it was a little bit of a me approaching
There's a
and
problem?
him happen upon us.
Okay. I am not going to stay and watch whatever this is. There are things happening in the Dreadlands now that are unprecedented. Tell the
I'm sorry.
soulmonger that he needs to dramatically rethink his plans. Can you deliver that message in as condescending a tone as possible? I would appreciate.
Well, I will give that one to Lord Buku. He's sort of our expert on condescension.
I heard my name. What was...
After the fight, I think we have a message to deliver the soulmonger that you'll need to sort of take point on.
Fine, whatever. We have a thing to do, guys.
Expansion into the fairylands is maybe is so far beyond irrelevant. There is anger.
It really feels like you two should just sort of communicate directly and get on the same page.
Flames. Side of my face. Flames. So much.
Heaving breaths?
Heaving breaths. This is the height of stupidity. You know what? I don't mind if you tell the Umbral Queen I've said this. Don't personally do that. You might be killed. But that can get back to her. That's fine. This is the height of this is madness. She kind of just turns and sort of declares that to Chanterelle, still in her Shatterkai elf form, just like, all right. Well, she turns to Elon. Good talk. Come, darling. Good luck, I suppose.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So is she leaving
Great,
now?
that's a great amulet you got, too, by the way.
Yeah, I think that was, frankly, a bit of a waste of time, but that's all right. We had nothing really else going on. We're just sort of waiting for something to arrive, so, just help pass that time a little bit more eventfully.
That went
I mean,
so
getting
differently
ready
with Elon here. Oh boy, thank you for
combat.
talking to her, Elon. So different than what the original little just like thing was gonna. That was great. It was delightful. You guys avoided more nonsense is what you did there. All cause you chatted. Another 10 minutes passes. Chanterelle actually says to all of you, do you mind if I stay? She's kind of like speaking in draconic and like kind of like shout it a little bit because you're all so tall. Do you mind if I stay like this? I can't change an unlimited number of times. Is this okay?
Yeah, I think you're lovely as you are.
She kind of...
Whichever. Should you guys maybe get in positions? Do we know where we're supposed to be?
We have yet to sense that this presence is not near.
Okay, all right. I'm a little nervous about being the bait is all, so...
I think I'm going to sort of alter the plan a little bit.
You're a natural. You're a natural, buddy.
I think my alteration of the plan might help you, Buku. In order to sort of help you out and what we might experience here, I'm going to need to be kind of close to you, so I might as well sort of stick here with you. So the two of us can be the bait.
Sounds like we have a plan.
For convenience sake, I'm going to have Lagak on Shishu's back, because, yeah.
Okay. Are there any plants near me?
This is a pretty dead, kind of very just kind of like empty, sad fields at the top here. We'll roll again. Yep. XigXag.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the midst of kind of, it's been like another 10 minutes. She's sort of saying like, yes, we're seems like it is nowhere nearby. XigXag, you feel a presence. An undead thing. You smell something very shadowy.
I smell something.
Within range. Which for you is 1,000 feet.
Something is coming. Is it one of you?
You think it's coming?
Chantrell? I'm smelling something.
You're smelling something. She kind of goes and, begins.
Within 1,000 feet.
Do we sense? No one has sensed it approach. Interesting. She just
positions, everyone. Positions.
Well,
get ready.
Right before everyone scatters to like go to positions, since
Yeah.
we're clearly kind of next to each other, I'm just going to cast Bless real quick on those three.
Oh,
Feeling
that's so
better
thoughtful.
already.
And I'll go ahead and snap my finger, and then I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself, and then kind of do a little wink, with all four of us.
Wonderful.
Well, my
I
pleasure.
wish I had that. That would be. Feel like that should be for the bait, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's.
That would be great.
All right. So, Buku, you're low. Tongart, you're with you. The other dragons, are you in the air, or you're just spreading out, kind of like under those shadowy things?
Spreading out and trying to find a spot to hide, I guess.
I mean, there's really nowhere to hide. You guys picked the open field.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Up in the air.
Understood. So you're kind of up in the air. Wonderful.
How fast do we move now?
80 feet.
80 feet, I think. Yeah.
That's
So,
pretty good.
You guys are flying around. XigXag, are you doing anything? You're just flying, just taking your
Sniffing very intently.
sniffing down. Go ahead and make a perception check then.
Oh,
Sounds
13.
13. It's so dark out there, and 1,000 feet is far for you to see. You can smell that there's something there, something's carried on the wind, but you don't feel it. Elon, after about
Yes.
40 seconds or so into your mirror image, you hear a voice in your head speaking in draconic. It is probably sporting of me to let you know such spells won't work against me. I know you, Elan Buteros.
Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Stay focused. Who are you talking to? Elan, no more guests.
Someone wise enough to not rush into a trap.
I'm gonna message everyone else and just say the jig is up. They know what we're doing. They're talking to me in my head right now, so I had them on the other line.
Central still with us?
Chantrell's on the ground. It sounds like you guys are
Yeah.
kind of up in the air, but yeah.
Well, should we come and resolve this then? I think in my mind.
There's no reply. You get the sense that
They hung up. I'm just gonna go down and land next to Lord Buku.
No, stick with the plan. Stick with the plan. Fine. It's good.
They already
it's
know.
Fine.
They know that there is no plan. They know what the plan is.
Okay. So we can't trap them
They spoke to me.
here. They spoke to you. They know.
They know. Oh, they know. Also knew my name.
XigXag, Tongard, what are you doing?
I'm just.
I'm just flying around in circles and I'm looking everywhere, trying to spot this thing.
Yeah, it's become so you're really having trouble seeing it with your 13. Tongard, what are you doing? Oh, you're down.
I'm down there with those two already.
Are you calling for Shishu and Lagok to land as well, Elan?
Yeah. Might as well just sort of.
I think. No, the plan's
what do
still
you need?
good. Plan's still good.
It's
Presence, oh Shadow. If you wish to talk, we are here. You have the power of speech. Use it.
XigXag. You hear a voice, very soft in your mind. This is not a word to you, though. This is some kind of incantation. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Do I have advantage because of the formation?
You guys haven't
No.
done it yet.
You do have a D4, in theory. I don't know how long it's been.
Oh, let's say this is the very last 6 seconds of that. Sure thing. You have a D4. What's the DC on this individual? Oh, yeah.
The worst. The cackle gets me every time.
Wisdom saving throw.
15.
With a D4?
Yes.
XigXag, you hear these strange words. You're still up in the air. The others are landing. And this
There's
voice
a lot of there.
sort of simply says, turn now left. And you do. Being charmed, dominated.
Can
The rest of you notice XigXag veering away,
Like leaving us?
flying away from all of
Is she flying towards the mist?
you. The mist, like the wall of mist,
Yeah.
that is miles away, but she is not. No, she's
Okay.
well, actually, I guess technically maybe she is. Hold on. She's flying. No, she's flying like perpendicular to that. She's flying off at a different tangent.
Okay.
no, where's XigXag going? We have a plan. We need to stick to
I'm
it,
going-
everybody.
I mean, XigXag tends to kind of just go off and investigate, so I'm just gonna keep it. Let's just keep an eye out.
Yeah, does it look? Yeah, I don't know. Does it look like there? I'm gonna send a message to XigXag. Be like, what's going on? Did you see something?
XigXag's already out of your range because you guys are keeping a 150 foot. If she's flying circles, if you're at the center, she's already more than 120 feet.
This seems bad. I feel like everything is going out of control. All right, we're gonna have to improvise on the fly, everybody. This creature or whatever clearly is not going to let us do things as we would like. So
I guess
we
I'll
all
hop
need
up and start flying.
we need
towards...
to decide now. Are we going to try and complete this mission of ours, or are we going to abandon it? Because if we abandon it, then we need to go follow XigXag. Whoever it is, she might be going off to.
Well, let's go after XigXag then.
Wait, what?
Because whatever this is,
Wait,
it's
what?
not coming here anymore. XigXag, I mean, I suppose I don't even know that she's. Well, whatever. We should. I mean, it seems like it's not going to approach us here.
Well, why don't you all hold fast? You still have this thing. I'm gonna go check it out.
All right, very well.
You'll follow after XigXag.
I'll fly after XigXag.
Wonderful. You begin flying after XigXag. XigXag does not appear to be dashing, so if you want to, if you want to take the dash, you can.
Yeah,
You can kind of catch up after not too long. You catch up with XigXag. XigXag, you have basically just been given the command, kind of just like you were just told, fly north, keep flying.
Do I ever get to do another saving throw?
You do, but you have not had occasion to yet.
Hmm.
But Tongart catches up to you after about 2 or 3 minutes.
Hey, XigXag, you doing all right? You seem to be sort of taking off in a hurry. Did you find something? You see something we should know about?
Can I tell him?
Nothing's told you not to talk.
This voice in my head told me to fly this way.
Like a real voice or like intuition?
A real voice.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Calm Emotions.
See how that
Do I know that I'm charmed?
I'll say that the casting of this, you do know that you were charmed.
Can I tell him that I'm charmed?
You are no longer charmed at this exact moment. You've been the charm has been suppressed. It will be suppressed for 1 minute.
Oh, this whatever something charmed me.
Yeah, I sort of figured that when you said the voice in your head was making you fly somewhere. This doesn't last that long. I don't think I have a permanent solution.
Can you
to this.
uncharm me? Get it off me.
I don't think I can.
If he hit me or something, would that be like an attack? Would I have a chance for reroll then?
I mean, it's possible I could try to slap it out of you. Yeah.
Make a XigXag. Make a XigXag. Make a Arcana check to see if you think of such a thing.
I'm gonna start
Net
prowling around
20
to see if I can
5.
like see anything.
What, sorry, XigXag. What'd you roll?
Net 20 plus 5.
Yes, you do think that were you to take damage, the sting of pain might jostle you out
Can
of
I
this.
slap myself like, damn, stop.
Sure. You can make an attack roll on yourself. I think you'll have disadvantage at that, but go ahead.
All right. Can I ask Thangor to do it?
You can ask Tongar to do it. Now, there's an interesting thing going on right now. I have to read how this would actually work. Yeah,
I
you can.
see, 'cause
Tongart can attack you now. Sure.
Thangor, smack me. Or
You
bite
think
me. Give me.
well, all right. I might be. I'll give it a shot. See if I'll slap this out of you. Part of weird thing.
Make a claw roll. Make a claw attack. The two of you are also. Is this isn't the air? Or are you just still flying forward?
It
Have
will
you
be a
stopped?
tail attack.
I think we're like
swipe, tail
hovering.
swipe.
You're kind of keeping.
Yeah, but we're
position.
not dragons. They're not their arms.
I know. This is the wings. The arms are up here doing other stuff.
Yeah.
The wings are like that, and the arms are like this. So
I
go ahead
imagine
and
we're
make
kind
your,
of like hovering. Yeah.
make your claw attack. Make your open claw palm.
I'm
I
gonna,
don't really
while
want to
this
do
is
it.
happening, I'm gonna
I don't really
patrol
wanna do this
about
in
and
eight.
see if I can sense something.
Elon, make a perception check.
Could I do the same?
Sure, both of you
As
make
well.
perception checks as you kind of sneak about a bit.
By the way, and because I'm not charmed anymore, can I just turn around and flap backwards real fast?
You can turn around and flap in that direction, no problem. Tongart tried to slap you. Elon and Buku, what did you guys roll?
Just with 24 perception.
With a
21.
24 perception at the range you're at, I will say, Elon, you are confident that whatever this thing is not within like 300 feet of your current position. There is so much darkness and shadows out around, and you are certainly aware that you stick out of this gray hill, you being bright gold and Buku being bright, yellow. Shishu, maybe she's blending in if she's going chameleon air scales, but you all stick out a lot more than this thing is, so you suspect it can see you from far away, and you, even with this at the range we're talking about, you just don't know where it is. But you're
Thinking about
confident it is.
covering myself in mud, but
So Elon, you are confident it is not like an imminent attack range right now.
Right.
XigXag.
Okay.
You start flying back, and then about kind of basically a minute after Tongart cast that spell,
Yeah.
he took one thing, you went back, you turn around and start flying the other way again.
What are they doing?
I'm gonna try to.
I don't know.
I'm gonna try to slap her again.
All right.
and he'll swipe or
As she's
something.
sort of flying towards me, I'm gonna.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are they playing tag? I don't understand. This is not the time for games.
I don't get it. I mean, no, they clearly know. They clearly
How
know what they're
stupid
doing.
you people are.
I think that might work. It's barely. Nope.
Was
Never
that
say
mind.
Stop dragon.
You say
Right.
they clearly know what they're doing, and then we watch Tangard try to slap XigXag in the air.
Keeps going.
I miss her again. It's a 16.
Oh, no.
I mean,
So XigXag is now
No,
flying
see,
off.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
an elaborate. I mean, the
I'm
feints
gonna-
and dodges. It's so elaborate.
I guess she is
I'm gonna
very
start
good.
flying back towards the group.
Understood. Elon,
No.
you hear very softly in your head. Read any good books lately?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you do?
Oh no. Well, just having a little bit of just thinking about my life decisions.
Are you talking to? Are you talking to the?
I'm guessing that didn't make you happy, is what I sense.
What is your passive perception?
That's not what I wanted to hear. That's not what I wanted to hear at all. My passive perception, it's 10 plus. It's 10 plus my perception. Is that right?
Mhm.
16. Why is that so low?
All you feel is that the tome of the phoenix that
fuck.
you're carrying just feels a little heavier. Just feel it weighing down.
Well, I don't have that book, do I? Am I
you,
able to have
You
that?
do. Lord Buku very specifically said you're the one carrying it because you're the arcanist. That's why it's probably been talking to you. Sorry.
Oh.
But the book just seems to be just in your little vest or whatever article of clothing. There's just this minor heaviness on it.
Oh. Oh yeah. See, all this time, all this time I thought you were talking about this book I read that increased my charisma. There's so many cursed books that I read. It's hard to keep track. Okay. One moment. Now everything's okay. No, yeah. I'm realizing I'm going back now over my conversations with our hosts here and realizing why they gave me reactions that didn't really make any sense to me. It's a cat and mouse game, Buku. That's what's going on right now, buddy. It's cat and mouse game.
Okay. Are we the mouse? I don't like that idea. Understood. Why don't you tell it to come out, or we could just destroy the book. Do you think it'll believe the bluff? I don't know. There's no way I'm destroying that thing. It's too valuable. But maybe it'll pull it out, But why is Tangar coming back here? Where's XigXag go? What is happening right now?
Tangar, you get back. XigXag is so far away now.
Fellas, I think we might have a cat and mouse game going on here.
What do you... Why are we always the mice in this situation?
Because I think XigXag is charmed and I can't really break it right now. So they're flying off somewhere in that direction. So I think they're being pulled to wherever this thing is.
Wait, XigXag's charmed. The cat caught the mouse, pulling it towards it.
I'm gonna slap. Oh, should we go? Should we follow her? Are we going?
Oh, we should follow XigXag.
Elon,
That's
you pull the book out.
Yeah.
Don't pull the book out.
The book.
Are you charmed too?
Something is very strange as you do this. You pull the book out, and the shadow that is cast of the book on the ground goes in the opposite direction that it should be moving. And as you look at the book, there's this dark shadow hanging on it, one that begins spreading up your arm.
I breathe my dispelling breath on it.
Ooh, interesting. Let's look up dispelling breath.
Nice.
I like it.
I'm sorry, I was gonna use that on you.
What's your dispelling breath?
My dragon.
Yeah.
It's my dragon thing.
Yeah, your dragon
right?
species thing. Yeah. Your dispelling breath.
Which it's gonna be the same thing as.
What is your spell save DC right now?
16.
6.
Is that right?
That's probably right.
Yeah.
Your dragon save DC.
I'm gonna actually go to
because it's the same as my but my dex and con are the same thing. So
in this case, I'm gonna go to equivalent spell, because this is not a spell that's cast, but I'm gonna do equivalent spell, and I'm 99% sure that will work. But let me just look around. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, while you're looking that up, I'll just say welcome to our raiders.
The shadow. Oh, yeah, hello, raiders.
Everybody.
Hi.
Yes, we have. Thank you, Plot Points RP, for bringing your community here. As you can see, we're in the middle of dealing with some sort of weird shadow entity.
It's just failure. It's just constant failure. It's just. I hope.
Elon, you do your dispelling breath, and the shadowy form kind of just melts away.
Good job, Elon.
And I think to myself, what's up now?
And we immediately lose 4 levels as you've turned it into a mundane book.
No, that has not happened. Worry
no,
not.
I can choose the effect.
You can choose which thing. He doesn't have to choose every single thing.
Okay.
But
oh no, actually no, you can't. It's you exhale it in an area. Spell effects in the area end immediately. So you couldn't, but the book is well beyond DC 16 for you to dispel this legendary tome of the Phoenix. So you get rid of that illusion. I want you, in response to doing this, I would like for you to please make an Arcana check, Elon. What?
Okay. I'm just realizing that my I mean, I guess technically. I mean, I don't know. You tell me.
Your Helm of
I'm
Comprehend
wearing
Languages? Okay, so
It's on my.
you no longer have the spell up, but you can cast the spell as an action, so it's fine. But yes, currently you have technically now lost the language ability.
I was like, oh, the world feels a little less bright.
I understand less.
Oh, that is a natural 20.
Yay!
Boom.
For a. Wait a minute. For a 19.
Your Arcana is a -1. Oh no!
I have a really low intelligence.
I understand. That's so sad. So you actually, Elan, I'm gonna frame it to you like this. You have this insight moment, and you can't quite put it together. It's this moment of, because of this thing having this book, maybe the range of the kinds of spells and where it can do them from is different because, it's that kind of feeling. You have some sense that this thing's ability to target you guys with spells and different effects is massively enhanced because it seems to be tied to this object, so that it is able to do things like kind of like create sort of like illusory, frightening, shadowy effects upon you, even if it is not like fully within range of you. And whatever Buku was describing, you think maybe some of that was going on. With a 19, though it was a nat 20, that's about as much as you can kind of piece together of these specifics, and you have no sense of like ranges or other stuff, but yeah.
No, I don't. That's all boring stuff, by the way. That's just like like I just feel what I'm feeling right now is a tiny bit of a lack of confidence, and that is very worrying. I feel like this book is tied to that. I need to go. So here, and I'm gonna give. Are we going to?
Yeah, I think
we need to go right now.
Let's fly and talk.
go.
I think that seems like the best idea right now.
I'm better off with distance.
What?
You're XigXag, you're at least a half mile away by now. But they're going to be able to catch up to you because you're not dashing. You're just still going. And unless you
But
take
what is the range of the charm? It's just like sun. It doesn't.
You don't know with the Arcana check you rolled previous. Actually, no, you rolled good on Arcana. You had a 20, right?
Yeah.
I'll say that you suspect, based on how long this is going, it probably lasts for around an hour. And you feel like this person can probably communicate with you, if they want to give you more information, but they've told you to fly and you just know you need to fly. And here's the thing, though you were aware that you were charmed enough to sort of say that, and Tongart kind of surmised it and did that calm emotions, XigXag, at this point you're still charmed, and you do think this voice is just telling you what you should do, so you are not actively suspicious of it at present. You were just flying. But the other dragons all push off. So Shishu with the thing. Chantarelle is saying, I don't think it is wise for you to leave this. But by now, you guys have sort of left the area of, all right, well, the last thing kind of you hear as you're flying away from her is sort of her saying, well, this will be even more interesting then. You guys all fly after XigXag. It takes a few minutes to catch up to XigXag, kind of going at double her speed, as you're sort of all, kind of swooping and kind of going in the air. Is there anything special in how you're flying after her? Is there any,
I just want to fly direct. Hearing that she's been charmed, I just want to fly directly after.
It's just speedy
as
as possible.
as expediently as
perfect.
And do you have the formation on?
I know we're down one member, but let's stay in formation, everybody. Inspired spirits, let's go. So we're prepared when we get there.
We'll sort of say we're not actually rolling initiative, but we will say you guys are kind of like in inspired spirits now that we're sort of at this point. So as you all, these 5 dragons, I guess Lagok probably on the back as well, as you all swoop toward XigXag, catching up with her. You're sort of, having the distance each time as she's just getting closer and closer. XigXag, you still flying inexorably in that direction. they catch up with you, XigXag.
I'm gonna use my dispelling breath.
We'll say that your dispelling breath absolutely caught up with it. Now, this is an interesting circumstance, and I almost want to make you make the decision on this, because this is a thing where you could help yourself in the moment and screw yourselves later. This creature has access to both dominate person and dominate monster. In a lot of instances, I'm letting person humanoid spells affect you dragons because this is a world of dragons. So, a dominate person, you'd be able to dispel. A dominate monster, you would not. Now, I've done it as a dominate monster.
No.
But if you want to make the devil's bargain to say, sure, let's just have us be persons, and then it's lower level spells target you guys, no problem.
No. I would
that
assume.
as is, yeah.
I assumed as a player, I assumed it was monster,
Yeah.
and that's totally fine.
Yes, there was. But I realized, like, you know what? That's on both of those. I could do that. I'll basically the idea that it would be your fault that then later on you guys are getting, hold person cast on you by low level mages. Good news though. So you breathe upon XigXag. That does not end the effect. XigXag is still flying forward.
Hey there.
I'm gonna go and
I'm
bite.
kinda toned.
I'm
How are
gonna
you?
bite her tail.
Go ahead and give a bite attack.
Ouch.
All right, here we go.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Bite.
Okay.
It's gonna get so much.
Uh, Okay, this is such ridiculous. I mean, it's so fitting that the only combat that we're seeing is us fighting each other.
Yep.
And failing. And
Oh
And no one
no!
can hit each other.
And badly. That
you
would
got?
be. It's an 18 to hit.
Woohoo! That least that hit.
hey,
All right. So go ahead and roll the damage because you will be dealing this damage, sadly. That being said, I would allow you to do minimum damage if you'd like. You can say if you're, I'll let you.
the soft bite.
It's a 1 on the die if you'd like. So what would that get that damage to?
Yeah, because I rolled an 11 on the die. So that's 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage.
No, 7. Sorry, 7.
And do you
7.
add like fire or any nonsense?
No,
Not
not
yet.
yet.
Cool,
No,
perfect.
that's my
So
my
XigXag,
sister does that.
XigXag, you're bitten. XigXag, please roll a wisdom saving throw. You don't get a D4,
It's a nip.
but you are at advantage, I guess, because you guys are in a formation.
Oh, okay.
If you'd like to use your 1 per round on this, you may.
What is it? Wisdom?
Wisdom save, yeah.
About 23. 24.
24. With the 24, you end that charmed effect upon yourself.
Whoops! Should we fly back?
Whoops!
What the fuck, man?
Whoops.
I mean, that's fair. This is what I would call a whoopsie.
Yeah, that was strange. I
Um,
didn't like that.
I don't know that it's gonna come into our trap. Maybe we gotta go into its. Right.
Do you remember where you were
I
flying?
agree. No, it knows.
you have-
That's what I was trying to say. That's why.
I mean, you're
Did you have
all
a
there,
destination,
right?
XigXag?
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
there.
It's in the sky?
Yeah, we were flying.
Cool. So you're kind of all flying there together. XigXag, do you remember your destination? You were actually just told a direction. You were not told a destination.
Can I just steer around and start actually flying back towards the trap?
If you
No,
want
no. Let's keep going the way we were.
Um,
If this is where this opponent is, we're gonna have to meet them there.
if you guys are sort of
Are
like,
we supposed to stay there though?
Yeah, let's spread out a little bit, guys, though.
as
just a
soon
little
as
bit.
you say that, XigXag, you could feel it within 1,000 feet, but with the charm and such things, it's kind of as soon as you begin to say that, you feel this dark presence kind of coming out of the dark clouds above and opening
Oh,
this shadowy maw just
feel it-
while
I
you're
feel
all
it.
still in the 120-foot cone it requires. And as this absolute gale force of vengeful, necrotic energy rains down upon all 5 of you, that's where we'll end tonight's session. And next week, we'll actually have combat, but it'll start with a con save. I will say, however, you talked enough that XigXag, you have not expended your thing, so you will roll your initiative. You can use your inspired spirits on this first breath weapon, as this CR redacted creature is going to rain hell down on you. How are you guys all on necrotic damage? You're fine on that, right? Everyone's resistant to that, immune?
No, Philip. No.
You'll be fine.
Why would we be?
Every session is this like roller coaster of like, oh God, Philip's the best. He's the best. You're the fucking worst.
It is.
Single
It really
time.
is.
Well, also
I would say most of the time it's like the worst, and then it's really the greatest. Starting from that very first one, I don't know if you all recall when he had us roll up level 20 characters that he then used as the arch villains of this whole campaign.
Yeah, welcome raiders. So what I did is I told them, you guys, here we're going. We're doing a dragon campaign. Build me level 20 dragon hunters. Take any weapons you want. I was like, you could take these magic items. Here's what you get. One of them took a axe of the dwarvish lords. I mean, they built these insane, like unbeatable people. Then it was like, cool. Thanks for building the villains. You're level 1 dragons. Let's go. But up until this point, it's been such a nice game. There's been like 2 combats. They've been hanging out.
It's been really wonderful.
They've really just been hanging out in the Feywild. It's been so chill.
I think this is accurate.
We have a wonderful foundation of trust here, right?
Oh, trust.
I think this is what it's like to be a dragon, though. Maybe, right? You're so powerful, you don't really end up scraping by.
You don't get into little fights
having
here and
petty
there.
arguments with each other constantly.
You don't have small skirmishes with the goblins, and then when combat happens, oh no.
Yeah.
If people die, there is not gonna be a campaign though.
We're basically like a Victorian like play, you know? It's just like it's a bunch of like little like, oh, you said what? Well then I'm gonna go do this over here. And like only once per season does something actually
gets
happen.
Shot in the face with a gun.
We are just waiting for Godot, but with combat.
Oh my god. Yep, waiting for combat, and then it happened. Yeah. Oh man. Well, that was
also just to call out, we did have another raid, so thank you to Hello, my name is Bit for bringing your community in here as well. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It's you've caught us at the end of it was so fun because
prejudice.
Last session they were like, it was like, oh cool, like you're gonna be able to set a combat trap, and I was like, great, combat next time. And then tonight, setting the trap the whole time. Now some of this is on me because this thing likes to tease you a little bit. Like that's its whole vibe. It likes to mess with you a little. And it rolled so high, so it was like, I see what they're doing.
It's vibe.
Yeah, it's a mood.
I think alternate title for this is Pride and Avarice, is what we should be calling it.
That's good.
Oh, that's good.
Pride and Avarice.
Well, that should be what the campaign gets renamed when we inevitably choose Gate.
Oh man!
Right? Like,
yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's good.
Lord Buku is the
leader.
Yeah.
The leader
Darcy.
of Pride and
Yeah, that
Avarice.
everybody hates.
No. He's Emma, is what he is. He's like, what can I do? All these people falling all over me. I don't know.
God. Wow. Oh my god. Well, that was delightful. Thank you all. Thank you all for watching here. This was a fun session as always. I gotta say, this dragon game is always just. I never like. Oh man, I was ready to suck you guys into more nonsense with that Mistwalker or that Mist Warden, and then Elon, you just started talking to her, and that changed everything in such an interesting way. That was delightful. Oh man!
And all this time I was like thinking about the wrong book. I was like, this whole time I thought we were talking about the charisma book.
You forgot the book that was stolen. You're just like, oh, this book's gonna be.
Because I wasn't there for that. I
Because you
wasn't there
missed
for
that session.
Yeah. And so I was like, I don't understand why everyone's so upset about this book. Like it's a book, and like you want me to give it up, and I was like, I don't want. This has my name written on it. I don't want to give this up.
Last time you thought that was
Yes, that's why I was like, this doesn't make it. This feels very dangerous to me. I have a personal curse on
Here's
this
the
other
thing.
curse book.
At the same time, that doesn't feel wrong for Elon to be misunderstanding that.
No,
It feels
no,
totally
it
geeky.
doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh my god.
Makes sense.
I lead emotionally. I'm an emotional being.
Well, thank you all so much for checking this out tonight. If you like what we do here, please follow or subscribe or any of that good nonsense. Join our Discord, which I think is sometimes you can see how that works in chat. We're on Long Lost Lore. We're at Long Lost Lore on Twitter, at Long Lost Lore RPG on Instagram, at Long Lost Lore on TikTok. I don't do TikTok, but someone does, and I guess they post stuff there. I couldn't tell you. We
Ever
stream.
the salesman.
You know what? You know what I'm gonna
Great
do?
promo. Great promo.
I'm gonna be honest with you people. I'll be really honest. TikTok, I find it overwhelming. It's kind of scary. It's a lot. It's like it goes so fast. I don't know.
We also have other shows.
Yeah, so we got this on Sunday nights. It's called Here Be Dragons, The Players Are Dragons. On Mondays, we have a game called
Pride and Avarice.
Wellness Beyond the Witchlight. That's interestingly, that game is also kind of in the Feywild. Although I guess now you guys are no longer in the Feywild. You are now in the Shadowfell, so I'll take that back. And then on Fridays we have a game called Blood from a Stone. That's just some good old-fashioned horror. And oh boy, did we had some. We're using Call of Cthulhu rules for right now, and we're getting into that on that game. So check out all those crazy shows. Our wonderful players may have some things they'd like to plug now, such as.
I think you're up first, Jed.
You wanna go, Jed?
Oh, sure. Yeah. If you like the game, you play the mobile game Raid Shadow Legends, you can watch me on YouTube and you can watch me stream it every Tuesday and Thursday, starting at around 1, sometime between 1 and 2. I get started, and I usually go to like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And so that's always a good, fun time. So come check me out. Deadwood Jedi is my handle. So you can find me there on Twitch. And then once you finish watching me, you can go watch.
You can watch me on Twitch. I stream on Tuesdays. I stream story-based indie games. Right now we're playing Disco Elysium, where I play this incredibly well-written RPG where you play a drunk cop who is battling with his inner demons. It's based on the Insanity system, if you know about that. And it's in this sort of dystopian near future.
Are they?
It's a blast. Andrew is trying here on Twitch.
But are they real demons? Are they demons
No,
made manifest?
It's less that. It's more like, oh, I want to go like in one episode I was at a bar and there was a spilled drink and I made a choice to lap up the spilled drink. So it's great.
So you have a drinking problem.
That sounds amazing.
I'm in.
I mean, I've
in.
never seen choices in an adventure game like this.
Yeah,
It's
they
incredible.
That's really interesting. That's almost like a weird D&D game where they could get that level of nonsense.
Yeah, it is.
It
is.
Well,
it is.
Well, goodness. This all sounds like a lot of fun stuff. So check those things out if you dare. Boy, that tonight's game. Oh boy, the best part of this is next session starts with necrotic damage. Just
So gonna die.
it
No,
doesn't.
it's gonna be great.
Accepted.
It doesn't
Challenge
do
accepted to see how that's how it starts.
fair. Wait, can I do this?
I also like the image of Buku flying, half the size of us, Buku flying, carrying the
giant
pennant.
I got it, guys. Don't mind me.
Bigger than me. Yeah, it's
And
great.
there's just this closet inside it being like, out of game. I'm gonna tell you the closet. His given name is Curdle. So, thank you all so much for watching.
Franklin.
God, this is the game where I have a great send off in all my other games, and this one I try a new thing every time. And it's gonna be really bad right now because I'm overthinking it. So what I'll say is thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Have a scale of a good night. Better. Hold on. Have a large scale good night. Huge, then gargantuan as you get bigger in dragon size.
Oh, no.
And have a good time out there.
Oh, no.
This sounds like times I've asked girls on dates. Okay, everybody, bye.
This was my last session.